This video is about famous people who passed away from 26th to 31st of January 2023 in the United States. Before you proceed, please subscribe to our channel to support us. Annie Wershing, she was born in March 1977 and she died in January 2023. Her age was 45 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was cancer. Annie Wershing was a talented and versatile American actress known for her work in numerous popular television series. She gained widespread recognition for her role as FBI Special Agent Renee Walker in the 7th and 8th seasons of hit show 24. She was also known for her roles in Bosch and Marvel's Runaways, and she provided the voice and motion capture for the character Tess in the acclaimed video game The Last of Us. Lisa Loring, she was born in February 1958 and she died in January 2023. Her age was 64 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death were complications from a stroke. Lisa Loring was an American actress who became a pop culture icon as a child. She was the first actress to portray the character of Wednesday Addams, the macabre and gothic daughter in the original 1960s television sitcom The Addams Family. Her deadpan delivery and iconic dance, The Drew, made her portrayal the definitive version of the character for generations of fans. Robert Delva, he was born in April 1942 and he died in January 2023. His age was 80 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was lymphoma. Robert Delva was an acclaimed American film editor and director. He received an Academy Award nomination for his beautiful and lyrical editing work on the 1979 classic film The Black Stallion. He also directed the sequel, The Black Stallion Returns, and served as editor on other major films including Jumanji and Captain America: The First Avenger. Gregory Allen Howard, he was born in January 1952 and he died in January 2023. His age was 70 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from heart failure. Gregory Allen Howard was a celebrated and successful American screenwriter. He was best known for writing the screenplays for several acclaimed biographical films, most notably the inspirational 2000 sports drama Remember the Titans. His other major credits include the scripts for the Muhammad Ali biopic Ali and the Harriet Tubman story Harriet, for which he received 2 NAACP Image Awards. Barrett Strong, he was born in February 1941 and he died in January 2023. His age was 81 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Barrett Strong was a pivotal and influential figure in history of Motown Records. He was the artist who recorded Motown's first ever hit single, the iconic 1959 classic Money, That's What I Want. After his early success as a singer, he became a highly successful staff songwriter for the label, co-writing a string of timeless hits for The Temptations, including I Heard It, Through the Grapevine, and War. Tom Verlaine, he was born in December 1949 and he died in January 2023. His age was 73 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from prostate cancer. Tom Verlaine was a legendary and highly influential American musician, best known as the frontman and lead guitarist for the pioneering proto-punk band Television. His intricate, lyrical, and often jagged guitar style, showcased on the band's landmark 1977 album Marquee Moon, had a profound impact on the development of post-punk and alternative rock. He was a true innovator, revered for his unique and uncompromising musical vision. Charlie Thomas, he was born in April 1937 and he died in January 2023. His age was 85 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was liver cancer. Charlie Thomas was a legendary American R&B singer who was a longtime member of the iconic vocal group The Drifters. He joined the group in 1958, and his smooth tenor voice can be heard on many of their biggest and most enduring hits, including Save the Last Dance for Me, Up on the Roof, and Under the Boardwalk. As a member of the Drifters, he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Jeff Fleming, he was born in 1959 and he died in January 2023. His age was 63 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was cancer. Jeff Fleming was a prolific and respected American television writer and producer. He was known for his work on a wide variety of popular genre television series, including The X-Files, Lewis and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman, and Northern Exposure. He was a creative and valued member of numerous writing staffs, also contributing to shows like Battlestar Galactica and Hannibal. Peter McCann, he was born in March 1948 and he died in January 2023. His age was 74 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Peter McCann was an American singer and a successful pop and country songwriter. He was best known for writing the massive 1977 hit Right Time of the Night, which became a signature song for Jennifer Warnes. He also had a top 40 hit of his own with the song Do You Wanna Make Love, and wrote hit songs for artists like Reba McEntire and Kenny Rogers. Dean Daughtry, he was born in September 1946 and he died in January 2023. His age was 76 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Dean Daughtry was an American musician who was a co-founding member and a longtime keyboardist for the southern rock band Atlanta Rhythm Section. His distinctive keyboard playing was a key element of the band's smooth, melodic sound. He played on all the band's major hits, including So Into You, Imaginary Lover, and Spooky. Linda Paston, she was born in May 1932 and she died in January 2023. Her age was 90 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death were complications following cancer surgery. Linda Paston was a highly acclaimed and widely read American poet. She served as a Poet Laureate of Maryland and was a two-time finalist for the National Book Award. Her work was celebrated for its accessible, elegant, and insightful explorations of domestic life, relationships, and the quiet moments of human experience. David Durenberger, he was born in August 1934 and he died in January 2023. His age was 88 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart failure. David Durenberger was a moderate Republican politician who served 3 terms as a United States Senator from Minnesota. He was known for his independent streak and his expertise in healthcare policy, playing a key role in drafting legislation related to Americans with disabilities and Medicare. His career was later marred by an ethics scandal that led to his censure by the Senate. Daniel Lewis Williams, he was born in March 1943 and he died in January 2023. His age was 79 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Daniel Lewis Williams was an American opera singer who had a major international career as a basso profundo. He was a longtime member of the Deutsche Oper am Rhein in Germany, where he was a celebrated performer for over 3 decades. He was known for his powerful and resonant voice, excelling in the major bass roles of the German and Italian operatic repertoires. Bob Bourne, he was born in September 1924 and he died in January 2023. His age was 98 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Robert Bob Bourne was an American candy manufacturer, famously known as the father of Peeps. The son of the founder of the Just Born Candy Company, he invented a machine that automated the process of making the iconic marshmallow Peeps, transforming them from a seasonal treat into a national phenomenon. He was a beloved and innovative figure in the confectionery industry. Charles Silverstein, he was born in April 1935 and he died in January 2023. His age was 87 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from lung cancer and a heart condition. Dr. Charles Silverstein was a pioneering psychologist and a hugely influential figure in the LGBTQ rights movement. In 1973, he delivered a landmark presentation to the American Psychiatric Association that was instrumental in the decision to remove homosexuality from its list of mental illness. He was also the author of the groundbreaking 1977 book, The Joy of Gay Sex. Alfred Leslie, he was born in October 1927 and he died in January 2023. His age was 95 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from COVID-19. Alfred Leslie was an influential American artist and an avant-garde filmmaker who was a key figure in the New York School. He began his career as a celebrated abstract expressionist painter before turning to filmmaking, co-directing the seminal 1959 Beat Generation film Pull My Daisy. He later returned to painting, becoming a master of large-scale, realist, figurative work. Billy Packer, he was born in February 1940 and he died in January 2023. His age was 82 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from a kidney failure. Billy Packer was a highly influential and often opinionated American television sportscaster, best known as a lead analyst for the NCAA men's basketball tournament Final Four for 3 decades. A former college basketball player, he was known for his deep knowledge of the game and his direct, analytical style. His voice was the authoritative soundtrack to March Madness for a generation of sports fans. Roger Schenck, he was born in March 1946 and he died in January 2023. His age was 76 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart failure. Roger Schenck was a pioneering and iconoclastic American artificial intelligence researcher, cognitive scientist, and education reformer. A professor at universities like Yale and Northwestern, he was a key figure in the development of AI and was known for his work on case-based reasoning and conceptual dependency theory. He was a brilliant and often controversial thinker who challenged traditional methods in both AI and education. Anne McLaughlin Kirk-Logos, she was born in November 1941 and she died in January 2023. Her age was 81 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death were complications from meningitis. Anne McLaughlin Kirk-Logos was a prominent American business executive and politician who served as a United States Secretary of Labor under President Ronald Reagan. She was a respected figure in Washington, known for her expertise in public policy and her leadership in both public and private sectors. She was also the longtime chair of the Rand Corporation's Board of Trustees. James Alexander Thome, he was born in May 1933 and he died in January 2023. His age was 89 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. James Alexander Thome was a best-selling American author of historical fiction, known for his meticulously researched and immersive novels about the American frontier. He was best known for his books chronicling the lives of figures like Tecumseh, Panther in the Sky, and the Clark family Follow the Rivers. His work was celebrated for its historical accuracy and its powerful storytelling. Will Stephen, he was born in June 1947 and he died in January 2023. His age was 75 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from pancreatic cancer. Dr. Will Stephen was a world-renowned American-Australian climate scientist who was a leading authority on Earth system science. He was a key figure in popularizing the concept of Anthropocene, a proposed geological epoch defined by humanity's significant impact on the planet. His work was instrumental in shaping our scientific understanding of climate change and planetary boundaries. John D. Morris, he was born in December 1946 and he died in January 2023. His age was 76 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. John D. Morris was a prominent American young earth creationist, author, and speaker. The son of the father of creation science, Henry M. Morris, he succeeded his father as the president of the Institute of Creation Research. He was a leading voice in the creationist movement, known for his expeditions in search of Noah's Ark and his advocacy for literal interpretation of the Bible. Alan Ryan, he was born in July 1945 and he died in January 2023. His age was 77 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. Alan A. Ryan Jr. was an American lawyer who served as the first director for the United States Justice Department's Office of Special Investigations. In this role, he was responsible for identifying, investigating, and taking legal actions against Nazi war criminals living in the United States. He was a dedicated and principled public servant who worked tirelessly to bring Nazi persecutors to justice. Alice Wolff. She was born in December 1933 and she died in January 2023. Her age was 89 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death were complications from leukemia. Alice K. Wolff was a long-serving and respected progressive politician in Massachusetts. She served as a mayor of Cambridge and was later a member of the Massachusetts House of Representatives for 2 decades. She was a tireless advocate for affordable housing, early childhood education, and social justice, leaving a lasting legacy in her community. Hilda Batterman. She was born in October 1942 and she died in January 2023. Her age was 80 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. Hilda Batterman was an American politician who served as a Republican in the Minnesota House of Representatives. She was a dedicated public servant who represented her rural district with a focus on agriculture and local government issues. She was a respected member of the state legislature for many years. John Bailey Jones. He was born in March 1927 and he died in January 2023. His age was 95 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. John Bailey Jones was a senior United States District Judge who served on the federal bench in South Dakota for over 4 decades. Appointed by President Ronald Reagan in 1981, he was a highly respected jurist, known for his fairness, his judicial temperament, and his dedicated public service. He was a key figure in the legal community of South Dakota for many years. Pedro Tillage. He was born in September 1946 and he died in January 2023. His age was 76 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Pedro Tillage was a Guamanian politician. He served as a senator in the Guam legislature and chairperson of the Committee on Public Safety, Border Safety, Military and Veteran Affairs, Mayor Council, and Infrastructure and Public Transit. He was first elected to serve as mayor of Yona, Guam in the 2000 general election. He was re-elected to 2 more terms in 2004 and 2008, respectively. His tenure as mayor was from 2001 to 2013. Dan Ramos. He was born in September 1981 and he died in January 2023. His age was 41 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Dan Ramos was an American politician who served as a Democrat in the Ohio House of Representatives. He was a dedicated public servant known for his passionate advocacy for labor rights, education, and his constituents in Lorain area. He was a respected and energetic voice in state politics. Mike Shrunk. He was born in 1942 and he died in January 2023. His age was 80 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from Alzheimer's disease. Mike Shrunk was an influential and long-serving American lawyer who was a district attorney of Portland, Oregon for over 3 decades. He was known for his innovative and often progressive approach to criminal justice, implementing programs for drug treatment and community courts. He was a highly respected and transformative figure in Oregon's legal system. Garth Everett. He was born in January 1954 and he died in January 2023. His age was 68 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was cancer. Garth Everett was an American politician and lawyer who served as a Republican in the Pennsylvania House of Representatives. He was a respected legislator, known for his dedicated work on behalf of his rural district and his expertise in fiscal and state government issues. He was a key figure in his party's caucus for many years. Marcia G. Cook. She was born in October 1954 and she died in January 2023. Her age was 68 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was cancer. Marcia G. Cook was a United States District Judge who was the first African-American woman to serve on the federal bench in Florida, appointed by President George W. Bush. She was a highly respected jurist, known for her fairness and her trailblazing career. She presided over numerous high-profile cases during her tenure in the Southern District of Florida. Jesse Lemonnier, he was born in January 1997 and he died in January 2023. His age was 25 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Jesse Lemonnier was a former professional football player who was a linebacker in the NFL. He played for the Detroit Lions and the Los Angeles Chargers and also had a brief stint in the XFL. His life was tragically cut short just as he was expecting his first child, a sad end for a talented young athlete. Gary Peters, he was born in April 1937 and he died in January 2023. His age was 85 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Gary Peters was a former Major League Baseball pitcher who was a two-time All-Star and the 1963 American League Rookie of the Year. He was a standout left-handed pitcher for the Chicago White Sox for most of his career, known for being both a great pitcher and one of the best hitting pitchers of his era. He was a respected and talented player who was a key figure for the White Sox in the 1960s. Kent Lockhart, he was born in 1963 and he died in January 2023. His age was 59 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Kent Lockhart was an American professional basketball player. He played college basketball for the UTEP Miners and was drafted by the New York Knicks in the 1985 NBA draft. He had a 3-year career in the National Basketball League in Australia for the East Side Spectres, where he was a 2-time All-NBL team recipient. Sidney Thornton, he was born in September 1954 and he died in January 2023. His age was 68 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Sidney Thornton was a former professional football player who was a running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was a member of 2 Super Bowl winning teams with the legendary Steelers dynasty of the 1970s. He was a talented and powerful runner who was a key contributor during the golden age for the franchise. Kyle Smain, he was born in June 1991 and he died in January 2023. His age was 31 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was an avalanche. Kyle Smain was a professional American freestyle skier and a world champion of his sport. He won the gold medal in the half-pipe event at the 2015 FIS Freestyle Ski and Snowboarding World Championships. He was a beloved and respected athlete in the free skiing community, known for his talent and his passion for the sport, before his life was tragically cut short in an avalanche in Japan. Bobby Beathard, he was born in January 1937 and he died in January 2023. His age was 86 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from Alzheimer's disease. Bobby Beathard was a highly successful and innovative American football executive who was a member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. As a general manager for the Washington Redskins and San Diego Chargers, he was the architect of 4 Super Bowl teams, winning 2 championships with Washington. He was known for his exceptional ability to identify talent and for building dominant and enduring NFL dynasties. Cliff Bryant, he was born in March 1947 and he died in January 2023. His age was 75 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Cliff Bryant was a respected college football coach and athletic administrator. He served as the head football coach at his alma mater, Ohio University, becoming the first African-American head coach in the history of the Mid-Americans Conference. He later had a long and influential career as an associate athletic director at the University of Texas. Lou Campanelli, he was born in August 1938 and he died in January 2023. His age was 84 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Lou Campanelli was an American college basketball coach, best known for his long tenure as the head coach at James Madison University, where he built the program into a consistent winner, and later as the head coach at the University of California, Berkeley. He was a respected and veteran coach, known for his disciplined style. Dave Albright, he was born in January 1960 and he died in January 2023. His age was 63 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. Dave Albright was a former professional football player who was a star linebacker in the Canadian Football League. He was a key member of the Saskatchewan Roughriders, helping to lead the team to a memorable victory in the 1989 Grey Cup Championship. He was a tough and skilled player who was a fan favorite and a respected competitor. Thanks for watching the video. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Have a nice day.